This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans from around the corner and around the world, welcome to another installment of Wrestling Insiders. Dan Marotti here at MWF Studios, just north of Boston in downtown Melrose, Massachusetts. Stay tuned at the end of the video to find out how you can personally support indie wrestling, important to all diehard fans of professional wrestling. It's time to check out the leap year, February 29th, 2016 edition of WWE Monday Night Raw from Nashville, Tennessee. WrestleMania less than 5 weeks away. The continued big question to me is, can WWE keep the product interesting and fresh without overexposing the big angles and storylines with 5 Raws and 5 SmackDowns left on the calendar? Let's break down the live broadcast from the USA Network. In the opening segment, the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight Champion Triple H made his way to the ring for a promo. He said in life, everyone has an authority to answer to so that they know their place in life, and that last week Roman Reigns found that out. Fans chanted for Roman. Triple H informed them that Reigns had surgery on his broken nose, and he wasn't in Nashville. Dean Ambrose made his way to the ring and said he spoke to Reigns on the phone and that he was coming for Triple H much sooner than later. Ambrose asked Triple H who he wanted to win the triple threat main event at Fastlane, and then, more directly, who Triple H didn't want to win the main event at Fastlane. Ambrose said he knew Triple H didn't want to fight him and that Ambrose wanted a championship match. Triple H tried to laugh it off and said he'd let Ambrose know later in the show, but Ambrose originally had the night off, but since he confronted him, Ambrose was now going to face Alberto Del Rio with the rest of the League of Nations at ringside in the main event. I thought this was a solid promo with good delivery and content, but what takes away the effectiveness is that it was 5 minutes worth of material spread out over 20 minutes. It was way too long. That loses fans live in the building and at home, who can easily change the channel once they get bored with something, once they realize what direction the segment's going in. Again, that's just one man's opinion, but it's overdone with the opening long 20-minute segment on Raw. Becky Lynch drew Sasha Banks when they pinned each other in a number one contenders match to face Charlotte for the Divas Championship at WrestleMania. I like this match a lot. Charlotte and Becky has been one of the better feuds laid out in recent time as far as the least amount of storyline holes in it. Charlotte and Ric Flair watched this one from ringside, and later on Raw, Charlotte informed both Becky and Sasha that they'd have a rematch on SmackDown to see who was going to face her for the gold in Dallas. The Wyatt family was in the back for a promo, much ado about nothing. Bray said that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. That, my friends, almost sounds like the format sheet of Raw each week and expecting higher ratings. Couldn't resist, but you know what? I don't know. I don't want to go any further on that one. Bray doesn't seem to have much direction heading into WrestleMania right now. Wouldn't it be a shame if Bray got stuck in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal? Nothing against the prestige of that Battle Royal, but they're going to have something cooking for at least Bray Wyatt. The Dolph Ziggler road to nowhere continued as he was pinned cleanly by The Miz in what felt like a few seconds. He had a similar loss to Heath Slater when the Social Outcasts were formed. All you can really say is, wow. Wow. How much fan support or talent does a guy need to get a break? There always could be more than meets the eye, as we're not hanging around the dressing room. We don't know what his interactions are with the WWE brass, but the fans have shown they're willing to support the man at a time when WWE's roster is paper thin. The Miz, no one has cared about for years, and they've just had chance after chance to do something of importance and elevate Dolph Ziggler, and they choose not to. And I, as someone that enjoys pro wrestling, am disappointed by that. Stephanie came out to finish her speech from winning the Vincent J. McMahon Award that got interrupted by Shane McMahon last week. Then she shared her hatred for her brother, saying that he abandoned his family in WWE when he left the company, and that Shane's sons will have to battle her daughters in the next generation of McMahons after The Undertaker destroys him at WrestleMania. Stephanie was very good here. Sheamus and Rusev defeated the Lucha Dragons. League of Nations continues to be one of the least interesting, least over factions in wrestling history. They're boring to watch. The matches have little interest or excitement in them. Last year, the undefeated U.S. champion Rusev with Lana was over very strong. Now he is in the land of nobody cares. Ryback absolutely killed Adam Rose. This was great. Ryback was intense and aggressive. Excellent execution of the big guy. Interesting to see where this goes come WrestleMania. The way the card is shaped up now, or at least is the way it's been laid out to me, I'd expect to see him in the Battle Royal. Not having a singles match on the big show is just as far as the number of matches at WrestleMania and the amount of star power in it. I just don't think there'll be a spot for Ryback for a singles match, but he could have a great showing in the Battle Royal, and wouldn't he be a fresh top heel challenger for Roman Reigns after he's crowned WWE Undisputed Champion? That's something to think about. Chris Jericho and AJ Styles teamed up to defeat the WWE Tag Team Champions New Day in a non-title matchup. Jericho made Kofi tap to the walls of Jericho. This match was really good. At a time when there's so much original WWE TV to fill each week and so much filler nonsense or promos that go way too long, it would be great to see a 20-minute match with these two, or even a 2 out of 3 falls type matchup to eat up some of the time that's wasted and make it more interesting to watch. After the matchup, Y2AJ, as they're called, challenged the champs to an actual tag team title match that'll take place next week on Raw from Chicago. Vince McMahon was out next. Have had more than enough authority promos at this point in the show. He said that he loved Shane enough that he was putting him in Hell in a Cell with The Undertaker to teach him a lesson. Undertaker came out at this point to an outstanding ovation and grabbed Vince McMahon by the throat. He said he knows what's going to happen once the door's shut, and Shane's blood would be all over his hands. It was short, sweet, to the point, perfect execution of The Undertaker in week 1 of his participation in the build-up to WrestleMania. I thought JBL did a great job putting over The Undertaker's legacy in just a few short sentences from the broadcast table. Vince was excellent after Undertaker left, saying that after WrestleMania, he'll take Shane out of his will and give everything to Stephanie, renouncing him as his son, and that he'll only be a son of a bitch. This was very good. Very, very good. Reminded me of the good old days of Vince McMahon. Bubba Ray Dudley defeated Jey Uso in another short match after Devon came away with a singles win over the Usos on SmackDown last week. Match was fine, but would have been much more interesting given some time to it. In another rematch from SmackDown, The Big Show defeated the WWE Intercontinental Champion Kevin Owens via countout when Big Show did to Owens what Owens did to him last Thursday when he got crotched on the top rope and fell out of the ring for the 10 count. Not a wrestling masterpiece, but it was something new, something fresh for Owens to do instead of wrestling the same few guys over and over again. Fans seem to have some fun with it. I know some will live or die that Owens didn't pin Big Show clean with a pop-up powerbomb, but let the story tell itself. Naomi defeated Brie Bella in a match that was about as long as The Miz, Kevin Owens, and Bubba Ray Dudley's matches combined. Not a good thing, as this match sucked. It was the polar opposite of the first Divas match of the show that I thought was very good. Naomi made Brie tap. Lana came out and laughed at Brie as the two Divas had a verbal confrontation backstage earlier in the night that nobody cared about. The fabulous Freebirds of Michael P.S. Hayes, the late Terry Bam Bam Gordy, the late Buddy Roberts, and Jimmy Jam Garvin were announced to be joining the 2016 class of the WWE Hall of Fame on WrestleMania Eve in Dallas. We have a great video that I'm going to try and link below that you can check out that we produced yesterday. Certainly well-deserved, fans. If you want to be at the sold-out WWE Hall of Fame live in Dallas, head on over to BostonWrestling.com. We have a limited amount of tickets for sale and a pretty cool free gift. In the main event, Dean Ambrose defeated Alberto Del Rio via disqualification. Match was fine, but the fans, they weren't all that much into it with Del Rio involved. There was really nothing wrong with the match, though. Ambrose was in control. When Triple H's music hit, he gave the signal for all 4 members of the League of Nations to attack Ambrose. Ambrose eventually got up and laid one into Triple H, who shot back and hit a pedigree, leaving Ambrose laying, saying that Ambrose would indeed get his world title match without saying when or where. Triple H almost at the entryway, Ambrose took the mic and said, "Hey, Hunter, thanks," while he was still laying on his stomach. Triple H had enough. He ran back to the ring and beat the hell out of Ambrose on the announcer's table as Triple H leaves one of the top superheroes of WWE laying for the second week in a row. Overall, I thought this was a pretty good Raw. I think the in-ring promos at the top of every hour are too predictable, and more often than not, they're too long. I have no interest in seeing divas have wrestling matches that the powers that be know ahead of time they're not going to be any good, but still putting them on national television, boring fans that purchase tickets live and fans at home, giving them the opportunity to change the channel. I'd rather see wrestling matches of substance and length, as there were 3 examples tonight of matches that were insultingly short, plus a tag team match that could have gone much longer too. Wanting more at the end of a 3-hour Raw isn't the worst thing, though. Why not want more instead of wishing it would end, which does happen some weeks. It's going to be interesting to see where the Undertaker McMahon angle goes. I don't think anyone believes Shane McMahon will beat Undertaker or really cares that much about seeing it as part of WrestleMania. I like the angle itself. I don't think the WrestleMania Hell in the Cell match as it is with Undertaker and Shane McMahon is going to be all that much of an interest to people. I'd like to see a swerve where Shane finds another wrestler to represent him in that match, as Vince has Undertaker technically representing him when you look at it. Shane McMahon's been a great character over the years. He's had some memorable moments, but in this scenario, I really roll my eyes. I really like the Ambrose and Triple H dynamic. This gives both guys something to sink their teeth into, something of interest headed into WrestleMania, especially on a week when neither Lesnar or Reigns were at the show. I'd love to know what you thought of Raw this week. As always, leave your thoughts in the comment section below as the road to WrestleMania rolls along. There's a wide variety of ways you can support indie wrestling fans. It's WrestleMania season, and we've got a wide variety of offers on the BostonWrestling.com super site, including a limited amount of tickets for sale to the sold-out WWE Hall of Fame ceremony Saturday night, April the 2nd on WrestleMania Eve in Dallas. Fans purchasing tickets from us also receive free WWE bonus gifts, as described online. If you're going to be in the Big D for WrestleMania, you know you don't want to miss the Hall of Fame. It's a once-in-a-lifetime event, and the 2016 class is shaping up to be a great one. We've got an awesome deal in the MWF store through the end of WrestleMania weekend. For every purchase made over $25, you'll receive both a free WWE t-shirt and a free autographed photo of 2016 WWE Hall of Fame inductee, The Godfather. As our thanks to you, we've got some great deals on the latest WWE t-shirts, action figures, and tons of great collectibles. Head on over to BostonWrestling.com now to take advantage of this great offer that's available while supplies last. Don't forget that we're going to be in Dallas as part of the WrestleCon convention Friday, April 1st and Saturday, April the 2nd, joining thousands of fans from around the world for a huge weekend celebration of professional wrestling. MWF Heavyweight Champion Carlito, WWE Hall of Famer Cowboy Bob Orton, and WWE NXT alum Bull Dempsey will be joining us over the 2 days for autographs, pose photos, and a lot of fun. Pre-sale tickets are available online now at BostonWrestling.com. It's really going to be cool to meet fans from all corners of the globe. It's our first WrestleCon, hopefully the first of many. Get your free month of WWE Network now. Click on the link below and get WWE's next live event special, Roadblock, March the 12th from Toronto, a pit stop on the road to WrestleMania. You have live specials, weekly programming, and thousands of hours of archived classics on demand. At its regular price of only $9.99 per month, it's an outstanding value. Please use our link below as WWE sends us a little thank you for sending great fans their way to enjoy a free month of the WWE Network. Finally, do your shopping on Amazon.com and WWEshop.com using our links below. You support indie wrestling with every purchase you make on either website, even non-wrestling items on Amazon, and the best part is it does not increase your cost one single penny. Use those links. Let's all work together to make independent wrestling great again. The road to WrestleMania is here. Don't miss a single day over at the BostonWrestling.com super site. Like us at Facebook.com/MWF Action. Follow us on Twitter at MWF2001. And subscribe to our free YouTube channel featuring over 900 videos, as well as our new pay-per-view platform where you can both rent or buy some of our acclaimed studio shoot interview DVDs. Until we speak again, thank you for being a wrestling fan. You and yours be well.